So what we're gonna get into is we're gonna get into why we're not Christians. We're gonna get into this religious codex's account of bestiality. And we're going to get into how it all ties in together with the flu. All right. So, this is Genesis 29. And God said, I give you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth, and every tree that has fruit with seed in it. They will be yours for food. All right. That being said, I don't want to hear anymore. All right. You shouldn't be eating meat. You eat meat, you're not a Christian. Don't matter if you go to church every Sunday. That's what your book says. Okay. Now, we're going to get into bestiality. Now the Lord God had formed. Wait. We're going to go. This is Genesis 2. This is Adam's and Eve account. 19. But it's like 15 through 19, but I'm going to jump, okay? Because here it talked about how he created man, right? But let me just read 19. Now the Lord God had formed out of the ground all the beasts of the field and all the birds of the air. He brought them to the man to see what he would name them. And whatever the man called each living creature, that was its name. So the man gave names to all the livestock, the birds of the air, and all the beasts of the field. But for Adam, no suitable helper was found. Okay. Now, the reason why I bring that up, because before that, God was like, I'm going to fashion for you a helper. This was before he fashioned Eve. He fashioned the beasts first. Okay. Now, the reason why I bring that up is because I noticed something about the flu. They got 4 different classes of flu. I'm just gonna name them for you, okay? You got flu A, which is found in humans and animals. Large epidemic H1N1. Keep that in mind. You're gonna go back to that, okay? Flu B is primarily affects humans, classified into lineage. That terrified me. I gotta do more research on that. I didn't, but I should have. Flu C is not associated with epidemics, mild respiratory. Keep that in mind too. Okay. Flu D is affects cattle but not humans. Right? And then it says omitted for human origin. I was just like, what the fuck does that mean? You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting there looking at H1N1. And I understand that the majority of the respiratory illnesses that are associated with flu are pneumonia. Okay. So I'll sit there and I'm like, you know, looking this up, voice in my head was like, that's hydrogen 1 and nitrogen 1. So I Googled what's hydrogen 1 and nitrogen 1, and it came back ammonia, not pneumonia. And I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Okay. And then if you look up the other ones, you got ones here for like avian flu, right? That's like H5N1. Then there's H7N9. And I didn't bother to look those up, but I will. And but flu B, it says primarily affects humans, classified into lineage. And then it says B dash Yamagata and B dash Victoria. So I'm just like, and if you see it, the flu affects the Eastern culture just as much as it does the West. And when I say Eastern culture, I mean like Chinese people and white people. Because that's, or like, I don't know if that's a Japanese name or a Chinese name. But nonetheless, it terrified me. And how I take that, because if you know how we do, we got to go backwards. Okay, screw it. All right. Flu D says only affects animals. Okay. Flu C says mild respiratory. Flu B is affects humans through lineage. Okay. And flu A is found in humans and animals. So how I see that is, it feels like that the flu originates through animals. Okay. Attached to our breath, the creation that was given to us. Whatever illness this is, it's affecting our breath through the respiratory system, you understand? And then the fucked up part, because listen, like I said, I'm not white at the end of the day. It's only affecting Victorian people, like, I feel like the royal family, that's why I say that name. Because, listen, if you ask me, I feel like the royal family think that they got ownership over white people. That's why I like Victoria, B-Victoria. And then Yamagata, I feel like, it's kind of the same thing for Chinese and Japanese. They kind of have like this ownership over them. And maybe it's because they understand that it's because they know that this flu has ownership. And it's like, it's I always believe we got animal DNA. Like that we can. And it's like they saying that like our DNA that we're associated with the animals affects them and it affects us through the blood. I was supposed to do a live with this, but let me know. I'm talking with, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Let's get to work, everybody.